so that we can do diagnostics and do trace routes and all that sort of stuff. Okay, it's now gone out and downloaded Nagios, and it's now downloading the Nagios plugins, so it's now going to start installing Nagios for us. Okay, now we need to supply a password for Nagios. By default, the admin username is Nagios admin, so I'm just going to supply a password for this. And retype it. And now it's going to start and stop the HTTPD, and it's going to now go and configure Nagios. Okay, now it's just gone out and got or getting Cacti, and then it will install it for us. Okay, and there we go. The system has now been installed with Cacti, Nagios, PHPMyAdmin, WebMin, Nmap, and a few other tools just to help us monitor other systems. Okay, we're now going to connect to the WebMin admin interface so that we can start configuring certain things. So we're going to enter root and the password that we typed in earlier, and we're going to click on servers and Apache web server. We're going to click on global configuration and edit config files. Then we're going to select Cacti and edit it, and we want to allow access to it from all so that we can connect and administrate it. So we click save to that, click back on global configuration, click on edit config, and then we're going to edit the PHPMyAdmin file. And we want to allow access to it from all, and save that. Now what we should be able to do is go to the box, and we'll just do some tests to make sure that Cacti and Nagios and PHPMyAdmin are all there. So we'll just do Nagios, and it's Nagios admin, and the password that we entered earlier. And there we go, Nagios should appear. By default, it installs and configures itself to monitor the local host with all of these settings. So there we go, that's Nagios installed. Now let's go and make sure that Cacti is there. We will have to do some configuration for Cacti, namely adding a table and username password and adding some SQL, and this is what this will show us now. The fact that it can't find it means that it's not installed, and we've not actually restarted the Apache 2 yet, so let's just restart that. So it's simple, we just go to our SSH terminal, type service httpd restart, and there we go. And then when we go back to our Internet Explorer or whichever browser you're using, we should then get Cacti, and we'll just make sure that PHPMyAdmin's there, and there we go. So we'll go through now and configure PHPMyAdmin first. Okay, so I've gone ahead and downloaded FileZilla and told it to connect to the box with SSH or SFTP, and I'm going to go to the root directory, go into etc, and we're going to find PHPMyAdmin. Or it's in USR share PHP, there we go. And what we want to do is edit the config file, which is that one there. And what I want to do is add a blowfish secret key. So I'm just going to type some random letters on the keyboard, and then we're going to save that and upload it to replace the file, and just refresh it to make sure it's gone through. Minimize that, go back to PHP-MyAdmin in the browser and refresh the page, and then it should prompt us to log in. By default there's no password. We want to make sure that PHP-MyAdmin is up and running, and it appears to be working. Now we'll create a database for Cacti, and we'll go ahead and create a username for Cacti. Okay, so the username, I'll give it Cacti. I want it to connect from the local host only, and I'll just give it username and password as Cacti. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to check all on that one and click go. We've now created the user Cacti. It's allowed to connect from the local host only, and it's got access to the Cacti database. So now what we're going to do is load our SSH FileZilla backup, and we're going to go into Cacti and copy and paste the SQL out of it and into the Cacti database. So we're going to go to var www Cacti, and we'll just view the SQL. And what we want to do is select all and copy it, and go back to PHP-MyAdmin, click on SQL, paste it all in there, click on go, and there we go. We've now got the database for Cacti. We now want to load FileZilla backup and go into include and config, and on here what we want to do is type in the username and password. So it's going to be Cacti and Cacti. The database is Cacti, and it's going to collect the local host. We'll save that and upload it, and just refresh that just to make sure